Hello and welcome to my channel Lifestyle and Fashion Tea. Today in Black History, we're going to talk about Reverend William Washington Brown. Reverend William Washington Brown was born a slave on a plantation in Georgia on October 20th, 1848. He was born on a plantation belonging to Benjamin Pryor in Habersham County, Georgia. He became a Union soldier during the American Civil War, which was 1861 through 1865, a teacher, a Methodist minister, the founder of Richmond's Grand Foundation of the United Orders of True Reformers. Reverend William Washington Brown chartered the True Reformers Bank in 1888, which was the first black-owned bank. Before we continue, let's be very clear that this was a true bank. A chartered bank is a financial institution that has a government-issued license to operate as a bank. The charter grants the bank the right to perform certain financial services such as accepting deposits and making loans. So his bank is the same as Wells Fargo and any other bank. And what it means for customers, a chartered bank is a trusted partner that customers can rely on. A bank charter is a sign of credibility that can protect customers. Yes, the first black-owned. Now let's get into his life. As a child, he was the companion and servant of his enslaver's son. Pryor died, and his widow renamed and sold the plantation with Brown's parents. She took Brown to her new home in Rome, Georgia. Now an urban slave, Brown was hired out as a storekeeper and as the office boy of a lawyer. Around this time, Brown got permission from his enslaver to change his name to William Washington Brown. Brown's independent spirit was problematic for a slave. He was sent to the slave pens and was sold to a horse trader from West Tennessee, around 9 miles from Memphis. There he was trained to be a jockey. When Memphis fell into Union Army during the Civil War, his owners sent Brown to Mississippi. Brown escaped his owners along with 2 boys and traveled to Memphis. There he found employment as a waiting boy for a captain of the 6th Missouri Infantry Regiment. Slave owners began coming to camp looking for runaways. Brown took employment with a Jewish family in town. When that relationship went sour, he left Memphis by stowing away on a ship going to Cairo, Illinois. Brown secured a position on the USS National, a gunboat on the Mississippi River. Brown remained there until he was discharged from service in 1862. After the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, Brown attended school in Wisconsin. He enlisted in the Army when he was just 15 years old and was assigned to the 18th United States Colored Infantry Regiment at St. Louis, reaching the rank of Sergeant Major. His education was sporadic as he worked on a farm to pay his tuition, but Brown finished in September of 1869. After the war, Brown was able to find his ailing mother. He returned to Georgia to be near her, taking a teaching position. He taught at various schools in Georgia and Alabama through March 1874. He left his teaching position in 1874 and started working for the Independent Order of Good Templars. It's a Grand Lodge that was established in Alabama, with Brown serving as county deputy and later as Grand Secretary. Brown also studied ministry at an African Methodist Episcopal Church in Atlanta. He became an ordained minister with the Colored Methodist Episcopal Church in August of 1876. In February of 1877, he established his newspaper, True Reformer, which circulated in most southern states. As he traveled to many communities, Brown became aware of the negative impact of poverty on the former slaves. Even though the organization was rapidly growing, but Brown disliked being under the control of whites. Brown felt that society was poorly operated and was not fulfilling the needs of its members. Instead, he believed he could help with black advancement and economic stability. When his scheme to start an insurance program failed to pass Alabama legislature in 1880, he left Alabama and he began to serve his connections with true reformers. Soon, Brown's vision was the True Reformers Savings Bank, the first black-owned bank to receive a charter in the United States. Initially, the bank operated from Brown's home, but was later housed in True Reformers Hall, a 3-story office building. By pooling their resources, the bank's members could purchase homes, farms, and businesses. By 1896, the Grand Fountain had 250 employees and 15,000 members. It spread from Virginia into the Upper South and northern cities. At one point, the Grand Fountain was the largest black fraternal society and black-owned business in the United States. W.E.B. Du Bois said that the Grand Fountain was probably the most remarkable Negro organization in the country. Brown's enterprising mind led the true reformers and opened the doors that others would soon follow, such as Maggie Lena Walker, for opening up other black financial institutions. In 1897, Brown took a year of paid sick leave. Brown later died that year, but the bank continued to thrive after Brown's death in 1897, expanding into a number of other services, including a newspaper, a real estate agency, a retirement home, and a building and loan association. New branches opened as far away as Kansas, and by 1900, the bank was operating in 24 states. The bank also owned property valued at a total of $223,500, which equals to about $8 billion in 2025. In years to follow, the Grand Fountain began to suffer crippling setbacks. One was after a recent lynching, the shopkeeper told other white residents that local blacks were organizing and raising funds, and the branch was forced to disband. The situation worsened when the bank's cashier embezzled $50,000, leading to its downfall in 1910. The State Corporation Commission ordered the bank's closure. Reverend William Washington Brown, organization leader, teacher, minister, businessman, entrepreneur, His history is our history, is Black history. Thank you all for listening and watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you knew about William Washington Brown, or was it something new you learned today? Because it's good to learn something new every single day. And if you have someone that you would like for me to talk about, let me know in the comments. And for the people in the back, don't leave just yet, because I still have a little more information for you about Mr. Brown. Hold on. Here we go.
In 1889, history was made in Richmond, Virginia. True Reformers Bank became the first Black-owned and operated bank to be chartered in the United States. Its founder, Reverend William Washington Brown, was a visionary leader dedicated to Black economic independence. A former enslaved man and leader of the Grand Fountain of the United Order of True Reformers, Brown recognized the need for Black Americans to control their own financial destiny. At a time when racism barred access to mainstream banking, True Reformers Bank offered a safe place for the Black community to save, borrow, and build wealth. The bank opened its doors with just $1,269 in deposits but quickly grew, reaching over $100,000 within its first decade. It supported Black businesses, homeowners, and individuals during the height of the Jim Crow era. True Reformers Bank became a symbol of resilience and self-reliance, proving that economic empowerment was possible even in the face of systemic oppression. Despite its success, financial challenges during the Panic of 1907 led to the bank's closure in 1910. Yet its legacy endures as a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Black community. True Reformers Bank paved the way for future Black-owned financial institutions, standing as a powerful reminder of what can be achieved through vision, unity, and resilience.
Again, I thank you for watching and listening. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And anything that you would like to donate to the Cash App on the screen would be greatly appreciated. Thank you again. Don't forget to subscribe.